Hey, this clip is from the most recent episode of The Nick Symmonds Show. If you want to see that show in its entirety, I will link it in the description below. But today we're talking to Nicholas, who not only has a great name, he has a great question. He wants to walk onto his school's track team, and he's not sure what event he should be training for. I give him my advice on how to find the event that's right for him and how to get onto that school's track team. Let's roll clip.
I talked to somebody on the track team. They said to get on, have a really good chance of walking onto the team, I would have to get either a 10.7 100 or an 18-minute for 5K, which I think it would be easier to shave off 4 minutes off the 5K than it would be 3 seconds on the 100. I just wanted, should I try to do it?
That's a great question. I think you're so raw, Nicholas. You're so raw with running, right? Because you've only dabbled in the sport of running. I love that you are now setting new goals and new challenges for yourself. And when you go to school, if you can walk on, that's phenomenal. But there's also running clubs, and there are, there's clubs with the university. There's clubs in the city. You're going to get to try everything. But I do like this idea of training your butt off, maybe not for, running in general, but trying to pick what you want to train for. Let me ask you this, because this will definitely affect the answer that I give you. What do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy cranking intervals spiked up on the track and hitting the weights really hard? Or do you enjoy being out with a group of guys, going out for long distance runs, hammering intervals, that kind of training? Because if you take out middle distance, which is what you said you don't want to do, you're looking at the two very ends of the spectrum. And typically, you're going to be best at what you enjoy. Do you love the long distance training, or do you love, gripping and ripping in spikes on the track?
I think I like the running in group and all that stuff.
I know I did. I mean, that's how I fell in love with running, was going out in the beautiful trails of Boise, Idaho with 3 or 4 of my buddies and just running up and down the hills or running along the river. I absolutely loved it. If you're saying that you enjoy that, then by the nature of you enjoying that type of work, you're going to be best at that type of racing. And the cool thing about that is right now, we're a year away from the 2022 track season. And if your goal is to walk onto that team, shaving 4 minutes off a 5K for somebody as raw as you are is absolutely doable. If you start putting in the work today and you build a massive base in the fall, and that could look like walking onto the cross country team, that could look like training for a 5K or a half marathon with a local running group, you train through the winter, I absolutely think that it is a very realistic goal for you to walk onto that team. 4 minutes in the 5K is a lot, and I'm sure there's some people out there saying it's not possible. I'm telling you, as a guy who did it myself at your age, it is absolutely possible because you're raw and you don't know how great you can ultimately be in the 5K. But I'd promise you this, it will take a lot of work. But it sounds like you're not afraid to work your butt off. I know wrestlers, man. I know you're not afraid to work.
Yeah, it's grind.
Absolutely. So the best advice I can give you, now that we've kind of narrowed it down, to training towards that 5K or those longer distances, one thing that can help you stay very focused throughout the next, 6 to 9 months, pick a race later this summer or pick a race in the fall, a 5K, a half marathon, and really start to train for that. Learn as much as you can via YouTube videos, via books, via this show. Learn how you can start preparing for those longer distances, what it means to periodize, what it means, to find the right shoes for yourself, and how to build weeks of base training. I've got a couple books out. I don't know if you've checked them out. There's How to Be a Better Runner is available at nicksymmonds.com, and also my 2012 training log. And those will show you examples of some workouts that I did in base building and also how I approach a season. So there's so much knowledge out there for you. I would encourage you to become a real student of distance running and then apply that knowledge to your own training. I just think you have a really bright future ahead of you. The fact that you've proven you're willing to work hard, the fact that you're now going to apply that towards this new goal. Don't question 4 minutes. For all we know, you may shave 6 minutes. You're so raw. You're so young. I'm excited to see what you end up doing. Thank you so much for the question. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nicholas. All right, you guys, I hope you found that helpful. Thank you so much for everyone who called in. If you want to be on the Nick Symmonds Show, if you want to call in and ask me anything, you can text me at the number below. Also, this week I have linked in the description below some of my absolute favorite products for training, whether it's in the gym or out running. Check out these products. I think you'll find them really helpful. See you next week.